Hello, this is Gary Punchard, and I am turning in my second assignment for 6052. And the collaboration tool that I'm using for this class is called Fuel Ed, and it's by Peak. And it is, the version I have is it's a sample because or a demo, I apologize, because our school has not yet purchased the product. They can't purchase it until July 1st. So I am using a demo, but I can get to most of the content. And if you look at the content here, you will see that it'll say who needs attention, who's on target, who hasn't started, and who the new students are. It'll actually put in grades if anybody actually did some, but I can't do this until I get the product. But that's a nice program part of it. But what I really like about it is not this, although you can see it when you log in, but you can actually see the trends and who needs to be worked on, who needs to be pulled up or put back. And this will say that I have 83 that are at risk, and it will actually go through and tell me what they're working on, where they're struggling, and I can go down and look at each student and see where the problems are. Also, I can go to the Blackboard, and on Blackboard is where I do all my work. And that is, you have the syllabus, the getting started, the schedule, the grading information, table of contents, the teacher guide, and bibliography at the bottom. But you can build your content, and on building your content you can create problems, you can create entire lesson plans, you can create entire grading modules. You can put in audio, you can put in video, you can attach a web link. I really have been playing with this, and hopefully that I'll be able to get this working for my classrooms. But in the meantime, I have a full content there that I built with the school, and then I can change my assessments. They even have a self and peer assessment, which is a really nice tool. And then here are the different tools we have, and we have discussion boards, we have voice pods, we have just the emails, the voice emails, and you have the Blackboard Collaborate, so students can get together on Blackboard. But it's just something that we have there. And then we have like partner content, and that is with the Peak Library. These are the books that we get to use. And so this is how this kind of works. But you've got like the Class Connect, and this is where you can send messages to your students. We have here's the orientation, and then you've got your different units in this particular class. So if I were to go to exponential and radical functions and I click on there, it will actually put me in the getting started, the grading, and so and this is the teacher's portion of it, and so it'll actually give me what I have in there for quizzes. I can delete it, I can change it, I can just disable it for a class or enable it, but they're all here and they're all ready to go. So if I end up using this as a distance learning class, I have all of the products there, and you can communicate with the students. You can provide online support. You can do an end of course survey if you're brave enough to have the students grade you. And then you have your grades at the bottom, and then further down you've got control panel, content, but everything is just set up really nicely on the side. You've got the nice toolbar over here. You've got some edit mode is on. You can turn it off so you can see what the student does. And that's pretty much how this works. Now I'm going to take you to the student side. And on the student side, if I can get that to come up, there we go. On the student side, we have, let me make sure I can get the student side to come up. There, okay, that's it. And on their side, things look a little differently, and so I have opened some pages up here. This is the book that is online that they can use that goes with the problem sets, and they can print certain pages. You don't want to print the whole thing, it's like 1250 pages, but it tells them where to go to, what problems to use, and how to work with that. So we do have the book, which parents really like. Here we've got like the foundations, and this is how they start their lessons, and then they tell you what materials you're going to need, and you've got the student guide, and that you have the student print, and they can write down everything that they need there. And then it actually moves through and it says these are the things that you're going to need. And as you move on, you can work that. And I'm going to go ahead and take you to the first activity page. And this is how they pretty much start a lesson.
A polynomial is an expression that has variables that represent numbers. Any number can be factored, so you should be able to factor a polynomial, right? Sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't, at least not in a useful way. Finding ways to write a polynomial as a product of factors can be quite useful.
Okay, and on here you're actually able to put in some of your own videos and the like, which I haven't done, but you have these, and also with the students they can do this as a flex class, so they can jump around and do whatever they want, or I can make them do it one step at a time, and depending on the student will depend on whether I do that. And now here, this is what a student's class load would look like. Normally they'd only have 2 or 3 classes, but since this is a demo, there's a whole slew of classes on here. And pretty much that is how this thing works. And I don't have it completely mastered because I only received it 4 days ago. But I'm looking forward to learning how, and maybe as this semester moves along, I can master some of these skills and show you how they work. Again, this is called Fuel Ed by Peak, and I will send you login information if you would like to go in and look at the demos and play with some of the software yourself, or just look and see what our school has purchased. And thank you for your time.